What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on Julien Gauthier for the 2016 draft prospect profiles. He's currently skating with Valdor in the queue and has 8 goals and 1 assist through 14 games up there. Got a little bit of a Cy Young thing going on. Blue Jays should sign him. Last year, in his second year, had 73 points in 68 games as one of the younger players to average a point a game in the queue last year. He was the youngest player at Team Canada's World Junior Evaluation Camp this summer, the only 2016 draft eligible player out there. So, and going through a lot of the mock drafts and different rankings, this is going to sound really weird, but I think in Craig Button's, he's the only born and raised Canadian in the top 10, which is kind of startling when you think about it. Chychrun obviously plays for Canada internationally, but born and raised in Boca. So Gauthier could, right now I got him, he grades out as about, top 12 pick. So he could very well be the first born and raised Canadian off the board, which is, in a word, bizarre. I'll tell you that. I'll let you know that much. But, again, I like his game. He's a power, winger. I won't go so far as to call him, the conventional power forward, but he uses his size effectively. Pretty good skater, too. You see Valdor, you see that he's, 6'4", 215 pounds, scores a lot of goals, and you say, oh, well, Anthony Mantha. I was lazy and kind of made that comparison at first, but then I went a little bit deeper, watched the film. Obviously, much better skater. And I think he's a better all-around player. And Mantha went, 20th in the draft. I think Gauthier will be, gone by the 9th or anywhere between 9 and 12. And you think about the responsibilities you learn from playing at the World Junior Camp as an underager. You're a little man on the totem pole. You've got to go out there and play. Whatever minutes they give you. It's like, oh, well, I want to be. It's like, no. You're gonna kill penalties. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. I don't know if he'll make the Canadian WJC team, but I think being in camp was a good enough experience for him. And the fact that he was in the queue when he was 15, because he's got the early birthdays, October 15th, 97. So had he been 30 days earlier, he would have been draft eligible last year, and I would have been intrigued as to where he went. I think he definitely would have been a first-round pick. I mean, I don't know, how high he would have gone, but it would have been. I think if him and Austin Matthews were draft eligible, I mean, not comparing to Austin Matthews, but would have been even more interesting 2015 draft that didn't need any more big names when you think about it. But again, you look at what he can do, you look at his size, you look at his pretty good skating ability, good nose for the net, can score, and I think his repertoire will widen in the next 2 years in the queue. I think you're looking again at a top 10, top 12, top 10 pick, and a guy that you let develop. Do another, because he's an older player. He has one more year of major junior left before he's an overager, and if he's a top 12 pick, you don't send him back for an overage year. You let him do that year in the queue, let him season in the AHL and see what you got. I mean, I think he's going to be a very intriguing prospect and a guy that could definitely move up the draft boards because again, getting that kind of size, skating ability, and offensive instinct is tough to find. So we'll see how it all works out. Definitely one of the players to watch for the 2016 NHL entry draft. Anyway, that's all I got. Episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.